Now we want to talk about a warm-up strategy. A warm-up strategy would impact your reputation and help protect you. If you're not familiar with email warming, what that pretty much is, in its simplest form, is that you simulate a proper email sending relationship between you and a few other inboxes out there. Typically, what happens is that an email is sent out of your inbox to another inbox. That email, when it's received in the other inbox, it is opened, it is bookmarked. If the email lands in spam in the other inbox, it is moved out of spam, etc., etc. The goal of doing this is so that positive signals are sent to ISPs saying that emails that are triggered out of your inbox are treated positively. They are needed. They are being opened. They're being interacted with. They're being engaged with positively. ISPs use these signals to then give you a grade. You know, if you should be like the center reputation score, should it be at 100 or 90 or 80? And so the warm-up pretty much does that. It gives you a chance to simulate an activity where emails are being opened from your inboxes, they're being marked as not spam, etc., so that you have a great reputation because of all those positive signals attached to it. The reason this is here is pretty much if you're already warming up, sometimes what we have seen is out there, when people learn about email warming and they start warming up, what they do sometimes is they come and they warm up 1 or 2 inboxes or 3 inboxes. And then they leave sometimes the other inboxes on not warmed up. They just do maybe 2, 3, 4. If you want to warm up all the inboxes that you have created, like we talked about, across different domains, across different workspaces. Warm everything up. Let each inbox reputation be affected by the positive signals that will be generated as a result of the warm up. Warm everything up. The domain will also be affected. The IPs will also be affected. So warm everything. That's why this is important and why this is here. Something else also with email warming that we would also quickly talk about is previously, before Google and Yahoo released this, new restrictions, when people performed the email warming campaigns or ran the email warming campaigns or did email warming activity, what we recommended was that your warm-up emails could be about 25 to 40% of your total volume of emails. So for example, if you were going to send 100 emails per day, 100 prospecting emails a day, that's the volume you typically would like to send every day. For warm-up, you can do anything between 25 to 40%. You could do 25 emails to go along with your 100 emails a day. You could do 40 emails to go along with your 100 emails a day, and that would be fine. You didn't have to send as many warm-up emails as normal emails. But given the new changes or the new rules, it might be very important that you ramp up and send more warm-up emails in comparison to your normal emails. The reason is because warm-up emails are a guaranteed positive signal to ISPs. The more of them you have, the more your reputation can be maintained. Prospecting is naturally very difficult and is naturally very risky. When you prospect, like Tony said, you're typically sending emails to people who have never opted in to receive an email from you. The chances that you'll be marked as spam, the chances that your emails will be deleted, the chances that your emails would bounce because the email address might not even be right, those chances are very high. And so it's best to kind of gauge or cushion that effect by already simulating a lot of positive signals from your inbox through warm-up so that you're more protected. Yeah, so that's why this strategy is important.
Hey, Daniel, I'm cognizant of time, but I think it's very important because there are people in the audience who are not familiar with what warming up a domain or warm-up emails are. So maybe, I know you probably don't have a slide on this, but can you just briefly describe what it means to warm up a domain? What happens? What does a warm-up tool do?
Great question. Okay, so pretty much if you want to warm up your inbox or warm up your domain, you go to a more provider, and literally what happens is that you connect your inbox to that provider. And what the provider does is that every single day, the provider will send warm-up emails. What they are well-written emails that are not actually, crafted by you. Sometimes you can craft them, it depends, but they are well-written emails. You can think of them as dummy emails, but for the warm-up to be effective, they have to be scripted properly. They have to follow proper email writing and email sending practices. So they're well-written emails, and they'll be triggered every day automatically from the inbox you have connected that you want to warm up. They'll be triggered to a network of other inboxes. What then happens is that the network that receives your emails will open your emails, would bookmark your emails. If your emails land in spam, the network that receives those emails will mark it as not spam. Again, the reason that happens is so that emails that are typically sent from your inbox will look like they're being treated positively. Positive signals are being sent. Positive engagement is being created between your inbox and several other inboxes out there. And that's literally what Warmup providers do. They make sure that those positive engagement exists so that your emails can receive a better reputation score by ISPs, because your emails typically are received well by recipients. That's what happens. And so typically, before you start sending emails, the best practice is you create a new domain, or you purchase a new domain, you create a couple of inboxes, you go warm it up first. You warm it up for a duration of time. This could be 3, 4, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I like to call it the pre-warm-up. After warming it up, then you start sending your normal emails. For best practices, also encourage that while sending your normal, prospecting emails, you keep the warm-up running in the background, so that the positive signals generated by the warm-up can always cushion the effect of possible negative signals that will be generated by your actual recipients. Yeah, and I hope that answers that question.
Yes, thank you. Great.
Okay, yes. So we've talked about all the things that you can do. Authenticate your emails, be careful when use an unsubscribe link. Practice email warming, diversify your assets. All of those are very important. Now, if you start doing these things, how do you monitor and ensure that you're staying safe? There are a few things to do. Google has encouraged that every email sender who knows that they're emailing into the Google network, so your users are mostly on, using Google Workspace or using private gmail.com. Same thing with Yahoo. Monitor your activity using Google or Yahoo Postmaster. Google Yahoo Postmaster is pretty much a tool that returns reports about your IP reputation, your domain reputation, feedback loops. There's a lot of information in Postmaster. It's a free tool. Google is saying, go sign up, get Postmaster set up, and start using it to monitor the reputation of your assets, of your domain, your IP. Just go there and check. For those who don't know how you've never used Postmaster, you don't know you don't know the layout of the land and how it looks like. These are just some screenshots from Postmaster. You can see that here, IP reputation is being monitored right here. This is talking about user-reported spam that is also, reported as part of the reports you get right here on Postmaster. If you're super interested in analytics, Postmaster is a go-to, especially if your users are on the Google network. And honestly, there's probably over 60, or probably about 60% of email senders are on the Google network in the US. So the chances that you're going to have people using Google are, of course, enormously and very high. Yeah. So yeah, get Google Postmaster, monitor what's going on using that tool. It's a very great tool that you can use. Another thing that you can do to ensure that you can stay safe is keep your sending volume consistent. The reason I talk about this, and I love to talk about this, is that it is common nature for email, whether you're an SDR, you're an AE, or you're a founder and you're doing the email prospecting activity yourself, it is common nature for you to have a schedule where you send your email. So example, you might say Mondays are not great for emails. Tuesdays are when all the decision makers are around, and maybe 8 to I don't know, 10 a.m. is when they're able to talk. And then you start creating this sequence or schedule where on Mondays you do like 50 or 70 emails. Or on Tuesday, you do 50, 70 emails. But on Wednesday, you do nothing. On Thursday, you do nothing. On Friday, you do another batch. As attractive and as nice as that might sound, and as sound as setting up your email system as sound as that might sound for setting up your email system, it is not great for ISPs. Inbox service providers like Google, Outlook, and the rest of them, they don't like an undulating sending email pattern. It is better for your reputation to keep your email volumes consistent throughout a period of time. And so instead of, undulating back and forth, try to send a consistent number of emails throughout the week, throughout the month. Just keep it consistent. It's a very good, simple change you can make to protect your reputation, but it will definitely help you to stay out of spam filters right up and into trouble. Another thing that you can do is that if you're a bulk email sender, you need a dedicated IP. There's a lot of buzz out there about shared IPs versus dedicated IPs. I'm going to quickly say, if you send a lot of emails, 50K emails a month, 60K emails a month, 100K emails a month, whether you're doing newsletters or whatever, get a dedicated IP. A dedicated IP pretty much means that the IP belongs to you. Every emailing activity that will be sent out from you would be recorded or used by that IP. And so the entire reputation of that IP is yours. No one else can do anything to influence the reputation of the IP to go down except you. And so If you're a bulk email sender, get a dedicated IP. If you're not a bulk email sender and you don't do a lot of volume a month, it's fine to stay on a shared IP. Literally what a shared IP is, most of us use a shared IP. If you're using Google or Yahoo as your email service provider, what they would do is that they would assign a list of IP addresses for you and to you, and they would share those IP addresses with email senders from different organizations all around the world. And typically what would happen is that if they notice that you're a great email sender, so that means the emails you send are receiving opens, clicks, and positive engagement, they will group you with other great email senders, and they will rotate a set of IPs for you guys. You guys will have clean IP addresses sending emails on your behalf. On the other hand, if they see that you're a spammer or you're sending emails like a spammer, they will group you with other poor email senders, and you will have bad IPs assigned to you, so your emails will most likely end up in spam. So if you're not a bulk sender, follow great protocols and use a shared IP and you should be fine.